It's J-Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate everybody for coming through. Got a few things to talk about tonight. So, it's been so much happening lately with so much news, so many things going on in the world. It's hard to wait to do some of these hot topic shows because it'll be so many things. It'll be 4 or 5 hours worth of things to talk about by the end of the week. So you got to pretty much chop it up now, try to cover some of this stuff. But it's a lot going on. I'm gonna try to get into it a few of these topics real quick. All right, so one of the things I want to talk about, but I didn't get to put it in the title. There's only so much you can fit in there. But anyway, we see young Jeezy. Now Jeezy just made a comeback not too long ago. Well, it seemed like it wasn't too long ago. I guess it's probably 2 years now, I guess. But Jeezy is now suing his managers. Young Jeezy, the rapper, for those that don't know, been rapping for a long time, then took a break, but now back in the game. Seems to feel that he trusted his managers with that moolah, and things fell apart. He want to sue his managers. Feels that something ain't right with them funds, and it ain't no funds if you ain't got none. You know what I'm saying? It says he's in the market for new management team after losing trust in the old one, and he taking them to court. And it says he accused his longtime manager and business partner Solomon Forney and Eddie Bridgman of allegedly getting rich off his hard work. And say, according to the docs, it goes back a relationship of 10 full years before they formed their company Agency 99 in an effort to manage the Snowman's earnings as a recording artist. It says the company Sci Group was brought in to oversee Agency 99's financial affairs, but Jeezy claims he later learned that Bridgman was not a licensed CPA. And it says in late 2024, Jeezy claims he got frustrated and began to take steps to sever the business relationships, but said they've been obstructing his efforts to see the books and records. It says without the records, he's stuck, unable to comply with Georgia law with respect to getting Agency 99 reinstated or wound down. And so he taking them to court, turn over the books. That's the thing, man. It's not easy, when you're an artist out there and you're trying to make things happen, to try to keep track of your affairs as well as your finances and try to be creative. But this is something that's been happening for years, which is people are going to take advantage of you. They're going to try to steal from you and do things. And the truth of the matter is, in life, you got to protect yourself. And if people think that you're slipping or they can get a way to take advantage of you, sadly, people do it. And, I hope he's able to get everything straightened out and works out. Nobody going to have your back like you in life. So, Jeezy, hopefully it all work out for him. All right. Now, we got this right here was crazy. Hold on, let me close some of these tabs. Y'all know I be having too many dang on tabs open. All right, so this dude, I don't even know how he got caught. Well, actually, I do, because it show how he got caught, which is stupid. He shouldn't have did this. So, because it's genius, actually. The stupid part is he messed up on the wrong thing. So this dude was trying to smuggle drugs into the country on an airplane, and he had it built into a wig, straight up a wig, and then they had his sew-in. He had a weave, a sew-in weave. But this idiot went into those full body scanners. And when you go into those full body scanners, they could see everything. I mean, people, they should have told him that part, because when you go in there, they can see your ding ding. Look at this. This thing could look at your lungs. The hell? Look at this. They looked up here like this dude got baggies up his snatch. What the hell? They can see your little wieners. They can look and see your wiener. Hey, what do you have in your hair, huh? What is that in your hair, huh? This fool, they saw something on the top of his head. He should have went and said, I don't want to be scanned. I think I might get cancer, so do a full body pat down. That's what he should have did. And then he had a hat on. Which the craziest part is, once this is over, he gonna put the hat back on. Like, dude, you don't need a hat no more. It's over with. They know. Look at, they cut this hair off, and he just got his head down. He ain't even try to tell them no or nothing, and they just cut the wig off, and it just got dope. He got that fire straight up. He got them loud packs upside his head, boy, and he gonna take the hat and put it back on. Hey, man, don't nobody give a damn about your hair and your hat. It's over. He tried to put the hat on. Hey, man, it's a wrap with the hat. They actually cutting it off. They said that this was worth $42 million. Or what? Out of 42 million Colombian pesos, which is about 10,000 US dollars. Okay. I'm about to say, he had a big ass head. $42 million worth of dope upside his head. That was 10 racks. See, people say they come in to take our jobs, but actually they come in to bring jobs. He was going to need people to help sell that, or he was going to sell it all himself. He was coming to create jobs for the economy. I don't see the problem. It was part of the supply chain, the international supply chain. And, that's all. He was just coming to support the American economy, drug economy. Hey, you know what, though? That was a genius move. A genius move. He blew it. He blew it. That was dope. I'm surprised more women, they don't recruit women with all the weaves and stuff upside their head. All they got to do is say they want to go for the pat down. Especially if they black women, you know you can't be patting down there. Don't you be touching up in my hair. I ain't got no drugs up in there. What you think, because I'm black, I gotta have some drugs up in here? Ain't no got them drugs up in here. Don't be touching up my damn hair. Then they walk off and pull it out and have about $1 million worth of dope upside their head. Especially with all the new sew-in technology. I mean, technically, I'm surprised they not finding a way to soak the hair in the drugs or something, and then take the hair and rinse it out and re-rinse the drugs out and dry it out. I have seen, I don't know if it was in a movie or a documentary, where they like put drugs in like clothes, and then when they took the clothes, they like soaked the clothes and all the drugs came out, then they like dried it out, and that was how they smuggled it in without really knowing. I don't know. Let me get to some of these comments, man. I've been rambling, and I appreciate y'all comments and stuff, man. Corey Washington, what up? What up? Damian Kinney, first in the building. My brother, what's good with you? Rashonda, my girl, how you doing, sis? She been hanging in there loyal, boy. I appreciate you, girl. Even when power ain't on, right? You say, what's the beef between 50 Cent and Lil Meech? I'm going to get to that. I just wanted to give people a little time to come in first, so I didn't want to hit it with the first, big story right away. then people come and then they ask, and then I had to repeat it. So, I at least gonna wait 10 minutes, which is right about now. So that'll be the next story I'm gonna get into. Let me get the last couple comments, and then we're gonna talk about 50 Cent and Meech. Damian Kenny, you say, remember when Martin lost his CD player? Cole said it was Pam. She could have put it in her weave. She could have put it in her weave. Cole was dumb and swore he was smart coming up with something, didn't he? The sad part is we ain't really see Cole too much more after Martin. Gina and Pam stay working, but Cole, what happened with Cole? And Tommy? Nah, we know what happened with Tommy. He with these wings. Corey Washington, you say Big Meech hooked up with one of 50's ops, Rick Ross, and Lil Meech called her straight. Yeah, I mean, who you gonna side with? Your dad or your boss that put money in your pocket? Now, in a way, he made no 50 Cent better than his own dad, considering his dad been in prison and all he probably did was talk to him a few times, even if he visited. I mean, what was really happening? Him and 50 Cent, they probably didn't had smashed the same things, broke bread, all kind of things. Let me get to the story. So I think actually 50 Cent kind of started this in the sense of bringing the Meech, the when Big Meech was with Ross. That's one thing, and then he kind of threw Lil Meech in it for what his father did, like sins of the father. Now, one could say, okay, maybe he had to do that because if he didn't, it may look like he ain't tripping or whatever the case. I don't know. To me, it doesn't add up. I'm not this type of person. I don't want to say he's petty, but then again, some people think that way. I mean, if he feels it's a legitimate beef, him and Ross did go through some stuff. So I don't think it's petty, even though it's been years since then. How long was that? 10 years ago? Anyway, it is what it is. You don't mess with them, you don't mess with them. But I think if 50 would have said, all right, I ain't messing with Big Meech, I think Lil Meech would have still wanted to do the show and rock with him, especially after 50 released the text messages where Lil Meech was like, damn, I've been loyal with you. You know me. What's the demo? And so I think 50 probably should have took a note out of his own book, one of those books from Power. Because what did 50 do when he wanted to get back at his ops? What did 50 do? What did Kane do? Oh, my damn nose running, y'all. That damn wig of cocaine got me. No, but what did he do? What did Kanan do to get back at Ghost? He took the son and flipped him. He could have took Lil Meech and flipped him in real life against Big Meech. What if he did that? That would have been crazy, because that's like, what? Art imitating life, life imitating art, to get back at your op. So yeah, Rick Ross technically is his op, but 50 mad because Big Meech was messing with Ross. But 50 instead, in real life, said, I'm gonna cut off your show, Lil Meech, and I ain't messing with you since your pops is on this. But what he should have did is embrace Lil Meech and told him, either you rolling with me or you rolling with your pops. Make a choice. Oh, that would have been crazy. That's right. Malik the King, you could take his son under his wing. That's right. What if he did that, though? Because truthfully, he already did it. He already took him under his wing. He just didn't flip him. Now, I'm not advocating for this. I think this was pretty bad to, in real life, drive a wedge between a family, whatever it may be, making a parent against a child, whatever the case, parents against parents. I just don't think that's good juju, so to speak. But hey, 50 Cent, he don't operate like me, obviously. And for better or worse, I don't know what success is in life, to be honest with you. I've thought a lot about this. What is success? I don't know. Is it having the most money, having a lot of money, having a lot of stuff, having a lot of girls, being at peace, being comfortable? I don't know what success is. I really don't. It's easy to maybe say what failure is, but it ain't that easy to say what success is. I guess it's to each individual what success really is. Anyway, uh so getting back to the story. All right, so it says that and 50 Cent unravels the feud with Lil Meech as Boozy Badass stirs the pot. Now, this was February 21st, this article. So it says 50 Cent, he unveiled the roots with Lil Meech, the beef. And it says, for weeks, he has relentlessly sparred in public with Meech and his father, Big Meech, hurling accusations that the imprisoned crime figure betrayed confidence as an informant. In the chat with Vlad TV, Boozy dished out his take on the unfolding saga. Vlad TV, you know what? I think I may move to California, y'all, because it's hard to do things where I am. And I want to have a lot more creative things, and that just seems that way. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. It says Meech, fresh. He showed Meech freshly surfaced text of 50 Cent and the spicy tidbit the G Unit mogul splashed across the web. The wipe me down artist they talking about Boozy. He said about Meech's text. I didn't like his response, but it seems like he got genuine love for 50. I can't believe this man. You act as if I'm your enemy. I'm only showing you love and loyalty, he continued. My response would be, nigga, fork you. That's my daddy. Fork you, nigga. Let's go to war. Now, you know what? I'm with Boosie to a certain extent. Now, also, to each his own. Everybody relationship with their family and family members, parents is different. So some people have a lot of love for their family. Some people don't. Some people are close with their parents. Some people aren't. And I don't like to say, as I've gotten older, what I would do or wouldn't do, or what somebody else should do or shouldn't do with their family or parents or whatever, based off what I would do or not do. Because I've learned as I've gotten older where how I feel can change. Shoot, my dang on daddy been driving me crazy these last 2 years. And no, I'm not gonna do nothing to him or nothing like that. But he really, my perspective has changed. Let's just keep it that way. Now, if it was 50 Cent and he said, leave your daddy and then come work for me, the problem I would have is a moral problem, even though I don't maybe get along or have get upset. At the same time, I don't want to feel like a sellout for anything. So if I was to do something for money versus something against how I feel internally, I wouldn't do it. Even though I may feel a certain way, I feel better not having something but my beliefs or whatever versus having something material or whatever, but inside I feel compromised. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I've been broke and I didn't have much. Not that I've been homeless or the worst, but I guess, I've been okay all my life. I ain't really had the most and not had the least. So I guess I figure I can keep up with that versus trying to have a whole bunch of stuff and worry about keeping it and doing things I don't want to do. You know, that's probably how some people got involved with Diddy, trying to have things and do stuff. And then next thing you know, they are doing things against their morals just for things or money. It's not very simple. Life is complicated. We got bills to pay and things to do and kids and this and that. I get it. But woo, all money ain't good money. Anyway, Boozy saying that, I get it. If I was Meech, first of all, and I want to bring this up. I know I'm getting sidetracked, and then I see a couple of y'all comments I'm about to get to. I like those comments. But I was just watching the Gabby Petito documentary on Netflix, which I want to talk about. But what drives me crazy, and I'm starting to realize, yo, I'm getting old. And then this Instagram thing where they was asking people, what year do you have to be born in to be old? They talking about like 04. 04 or 99. 99. They're like, yeah, you were born in the 19s. Like, you old as fuck. Like, what? So I'm old. But I call people. I will call you. I'm not going to keep doing all this texting about something so complicated or intimate. I will call you. And the Gabby Petito thing, they are texting all the time. They be right next to each other and arguing and texting, or they be and like you can go back and like read their conversations and put this stuff. I don't get that. I don't text a lot to people. I don't. I never have. I do text, but I'm not texting no bunch of paragraph back and forth, back and forth. Hey man, pick up the damn phone. So I would have picked up the phone and called. I guess I am much older than Lil Meech. But I would have picked up the phone and called, like, dude. And if I was 50 Cent, I'd have called him like, hey, man, what the hell going on here, man? What you doing with your daddy, man? You need to cut that punk head out here, man. Anyway, that's just me. And I like to hear the voice. I can hear the change in your, perspective. And then people, you can catch them in their true form. Like I've been friends or talking to people and this and that. And then they'll tell you to shut up or okay, and this and that. Like they talk to you like a kid or something. Then you can see. And if like I don't talk to my friends that way. I've had friends or people saying stuff that I've heard before or I don't agree with. I don't tell them shut up or okay, or do this or that. But with text, they'll just, if you saying this or that, they can leave it or don't respond or do certain things or whatever. And you don't know how a person feel, how they perceiving or how they reacting or whatever. So you really don't know if they really are your friend or not. How they really treat people. How do they really act around somebody when they stress? You really don't get to know a person. You really don't get that feel. You know, how do I know if I'm talking to you, you really feeling me or you really laughing or whatever? Because you put LOL. Anyway, what's up, Angel? How you doing, sis? Good to see you. Appreciate seeing you up in here. Let's see, Malik the King. Jay, did you see Michael Rainey response? No, I didn't. I missed it. I need to check it out. What did he say? Trust a seat. It's wild that Meech is so broke. Wasn't they touching hundreds of millions monthly? Okay, well, that's all right. Well, that's the catch. So here's the thing, Tressa. A lot of people may not realize this because they ain't been in the drug world or in the criminal world, or at least have friends in that. I did have some exposure to this younger days, and I do know some things, but I will say I've never been no drug kingpin or Nino Brown or none of that. But from what I know, from what I know, okay, in a case like his, it's some problems with that. So here's the thing. Just like Al Capone went to jail for taxes, right? So where's the money? So if he had all this money, which I'm not saying they wasn't making this money, but that's all from illegal gains. You know what I mean? So the government technically could seize the money. So if he was making all that money, the government, when they captured him, could seize the money. Now, here's the thing. Some people say, well, they hide the money or they do this or that, or the government didn't find all of it or whatever the case. That may be true. Here's another issue. When you get out of jail, where do you work? How are you spending and maintaining this lifestyle? Where's the money coming from? So then if they're watching him continuously when he get out or whatever, how could he be living lavish or have money? Where did it come from? Oh, well, before I went to jail, I saved this. Oh, you mean that illegal money that we were supposed to seize the first time? We'll seize it now. And he possibly could get in trouble for hiding money laundering. So when you start doing these type of big time level drug deals, it's a lot of crimes that add up and stack on top of each other. Money laundering, interstate trafficking, just so many things that they can stack up, because when you're doing these things, in order for the deals to work, it's a lot of things that take place, which are breaking a lot of laws. So say they had that money in a Swiss bank account. How could he spend that money now? How could he be paying his rent and doing that? And then how could he explain where he works? How could he explain where the income comes from? How is he going to do his taxes? So that's the problem. Now, normally, again, this is on a much smaller drug dealer. And the reason I say that is because the smaller you are, the less police surveillance and things will be watching you. And I'm not talking about smaller as in they may not have made $1 million, but they weren't Big Meech making shows about him and famous and had to move him to different prisons because he influential and all these things. That's a difference. So what smaller people do, and he may have had this done, who knows, but a lot of these people put assets, buildings, homes, other things in other people's names, and then they maintain it. But like Rick Ross, the real Rick Ross, Freeway Ricky Ross, has said in interviews, because he's done this, and I've watched a lot of interviews of drug dealers and things. It's one dude that I like his podcast. It's called The Connect with Johnny Mitchell on Spotify. He got a lot of interesting drug dealer stories and things on there. You'd be like, what? This dude did what? I mean, crazy. And they like all kind of people, old white guys from England, all kind of stuff. Anyway, when they do this and put stuff in other people's names, the key is, are those people going to be trustworthy? Because technically it's yours if it's in your name. So like Rick Ross said, when he went to jail, all those people kept everything. They ain't give him nothing back. They ain't break him off. They ain't do nothing. And technically they don't have to because it's in their name. What are you going to say? It's not theirs because I gave them the money from my drug dealing. So, okay, both of y'all go back to jail. So, if Meech and them put stuff in other people's names, buildings or something like that, if it was with people that was trustworthy, then they may still have something somewhere. And if it was with people that took it and said, oh, well, he ain't never getting out, he'll be in jail for 30 years. What he gonna do? Then they screwed. So you never know. Tressa, thank you, sweetheart, for the super chat. I don't get them as much as I used to. I guess it is what it is, but I still appreciate it. Still mean a lot. Every little bit helps, man. Try to keep this channel up and running. I do have a lot of plans to try to make things happen, but it's been difficult for me lately, especially being a one-man operation. Well, a half-man operation trying to keep it going up in here, but Malik the King, he said, I can see if Ross did some extremely personal to 50, I don't know if it's just me or what, but if someone cool with someone I'm not cool with, I honestly don't be mad for real, for real. Well, Malik, that's because you ain't that petty, to be honest with you. And I don't like to say 50 is petty, but 50 kind of petty, bro. Because I feel the same with you. I don't care with you unless we had a real problem and you messing with them. And then I don't know if you could be trying to get information or sabotage me or some type stuff, then I'd have to cut you off because you're not trustworthy. But what, a rap beef? Now 50 Cent and Ross, how deep was that beef? I don't think it even reached the Kendrick, and it probably did. They was talking about baby moms, and he was what? Didn't 50 Cent get a porno with Ross' baby mom or something? And dude, they did a lot, man. They did a lot. So I don't know. I think that's kind of messed up. I mean, if somebody did something with my baby mom, I'd feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for them. But you know, people try to do whatever these days to try to get under your skin. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah, shoot. I wouldn't give a damn what somebody did with my. I'ma laugh at them like, God, she got you. She got you. Ah, you goofy. Boo you. I'll be looking at them like, damn, they dumb. I thought they were smarter than that. I was only 23, 24. What's your excuse? That's what I'm gonna say. What the hell your problem? I was only 23. What's your excuse? And I better shit. I didn't know what the hell was happening. You too old for this. Anyway, let me get back to the rest of this rest of the story right quick. And Boosie got a point to a certain extent. And I can see why Boosie say that, because if anybody's been keeping up with Vlad TV and Boosie, which I don't, but I do see things, and I did see that Vlad did like a MTV Cribs video with Boosie, and Boosie got some property out there in Georgia. He called it Boosie Estates. He had it down there and everything. He had the nice mansion and the additions to the crib and this and that, and buying. He had the land. What he buying, building the crib for his kid. It was beautiful, man. It's something I always wanted to do. I always thought of having land and building like homes for the family and do this and that. But truth of the matter is, my family is dysfunctional. Never been close. Never had a family reunion. Everybody spread all over the place, and it probably would have never worked. People don't talk to each other. I got a very dysfunctional family for some reason. It's not even a good reason why, to be honest. Nobody did anything to anybody. Or it's not like somebody's a drug addict, stole a TV, or beat somebody, or did something. Just people just be on their own thing, I guess. I don't know, but yeah. Well, I ain't got the money for it anyway, so it don't matter. Suburbia, you say, is the enemy of my enemy, my friend. I've coined my own phrase. Is the friend of my enemy, my enemy. That's crazy. Nikki, what's up? You say I never get your notifications anymore. Yeah. You know what? That is very true. A lot of people have told me that. I don't want to get into all of that because Google say it's no such thing as shadow banning. I did message them. But here's what you got to do, because I live stream on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch. You got to sub on my YouTube because they still notify people. I'm gonna give you my YouTube. And matter of fact, I'm gonna get the QR codes so that I can put them up on the screen, and then people can just scan the QR codes, and then you can log in to my Facebook and my Twitch. And I'm trying to grow my Twitch. But here's the thing, I'm streaming, like right now, I'm streaming on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch right now simultaneously. So you'll get the notification from one of them. So, we got to just kind of circumvent the system. Speaking of that, I want to talk about Eyes on the Prize documentary before I go. All right. The Eyes on the Prize documentary was something I had to watch in school growing up every Black History Month. And now they have a new one, and I want to talk about that. It's actually on my TV right now. Jimmy, what's good, Jimmy? See, Jimmy is on Facebook right there. See, Nikki? You can see the little Facebook logo. So that's the key. Make sure you guys please subscribe on Twitch and Facebook. Where's my Twitch name? It should all be the same. I try to keep everything the same. There you go. All right. Nikki say, yeah, that's where I saw you at on Facebook. Then I realized I haven't seen you in months. Oh, well, thank you. I miss you too. I still been going live though every week. So you haven't seen me in months, but I still been going live every week. So that's messed up. Suburbia, you say 50 Cent is playing checkers, not chess. If he would really wanted to get back at Big Meech and Lil Meech, all he had to do was recast the role of Big Meech. That would have been devastating. That would have been devastating. I don't think that would have been good for nobody though, because none of us would have went on board with it. And of course, Meech and all of them would have been talking about, he can't be Meech. I'm Meech. That's my daddy. He can't play my daddy better than me. They'd hate on it. But that was a good idea though. I like your thinking. Very evil. No. It says Instagram, Lord Firestorm from 50 Cent, drugs and a snake in the grass. In a now vanished Instagram update, 50 shared a snippet of Boozy interview. And he says, I did more for Mimi than anyone in his life, Boosie. That's why he responded like that. If he get locked up, I'm the first person he called, bailed him out every time. Remember, Meech did get locked up for trying to steal those watches or something. I believe. I could be mistaken. He subsequently unraveled the core of his grievances with the performer, noting, when I saw him laughing at his pop post, I said, oh, snit, he a snake too. He belong with him. The precise target of post 50 remains a mystery, but speculation swirls that it might nod toward Big Meech's slick new video where he forcefully rebuts claims of being an informant. Just days ago, 50 Cent, the powerhouse behind BMF Production, boasted about shipping Lil Meech off to rehab, citing the young star's drug-fueled haze during filming, only to now drop this latest social media bombshell. I thought about it. I think he was uncomfortable with me and Mimi's relationship. He stated on Instagram, I'm telling Mimi I don't want him doing drugs. He telling him he used to do X like it's cool. I tell Mimi, chill, stop spending all your money. He telling him how much money he blew. People don't know I had to send Mimi to rehab. Russell Hornsby, that's the father. He plays the father in the show of BMF. Russell Hornsby peeped he was high as fork on set. He started throwing up at a weapons test. Then Ian Wolf was one of the producers, told me the little ninja had whippets in his truck. I've been hearing about whippets lately, basically because I've been watching Kill Tony, and they talk about what the hell is a whippet, and they said they used to do it in high school or something. I'm like, what? I ain't never heard of this. You know what? People say a lot about the Black community, but in my day, growing up in the 90s, nobody did drugs other than what? Alcohol and weed. Nobody did drugs. Nobody used pills. Nobody did cocaine. Nobody did heroin. Nobody took X. We didn't do that. a lot of people tried to be drug dealers and be Nino Brown, but nobody got high off their own supply. And everybody that we was around that we sold drugs to, or people sold drugs to, they were old in their 40s and up. Whereas we were teenagers or early 20s at best. And so that wasn't cool. We looked down on being on crack, on being on cocaine, being a wino. We looked down on that. We didn't think that was cool. We never thought that was cool. Never. Never want to take no pills. Never crossed my mind. Never crossed my mind. Sucking on a whippet or something. I don't even know what that is. Never crossed my mind. Now, we did smoke a lot of weed and drink a lot, but that's not, I don't know. I don't think that's as bad as cocaine and heroin and pills and trank and all this other stuff people doing. You know, we never lost ourselves from smoking weed or drinking. I never wanted to steal my mama's jewelry or sell my TV or suck a dick. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never want to do none of that. So thankfully, none of that came across my mind. So thank you, Nikki. Makes sense that's how you saw it. Yeah, I'm hanging in there. Malik, I used to take Xanax, no more than one pill. See, none of this stuff was even in the lexicon of Xanax. I don't even know if that existed, to be honest with you. You say you stepped out after the fentanyl been going. Let me look at this, man. I think I actually was really lucky. I really do. Looking back on things, I got lucky because had I grown up, and I mean, I like to think of myself as maybe being smart, but I know I'm not that smart because I've been around real smart people. But I like to think I would have made better choices, but I'm pretty sure I would have probably fallen victim to some other stuff too. But I'm glad that wasn't around. What year did Xanax come out? 1981. Wow. I never heard of the word Xanax until the 2000s. At least damn near close to 2008 or something. When did doctors start prescribing it? 1981. Wow. And what does this? It calms you down. You know what? This is the truth of the matter. When I was growing up, if you said you was OCD or ADHD or all this stuff, you know what we'd have said? Oh, you retarded. All these labels and stuff, that wasn't, nobody did that. You retarded. So you know what happened? Nobody's claimed none of this stuff. What you go claim? Hey, I'm retarded. I got to take this. I got this. I got OCD, DB, DGB. I'm retarded. Nobody said that. So these things weren't your identity. Matter of fact, I wanted to get to some funny Instagram stuff. I've been rambling to my damn mouth, but this one woman is breaking it down that if you have something going on, that's fine. You go through it, you learn to overcome it, you move on, and that's it. You know, I'm so glad I was raised with that mentality because if I would have been going through what I went through and I'm in the wheels, I would have made this. I don't know how I could have dealt with this. How could I have dealt with losing my life, basically, and having to start over while still trying to take care of a child by myself in a place I don't want to be? If I had this victim mentality and well, I'm OCD, HD, all this other, I don't know if I would have looked at it as well, things happen. And why not things happen to me? Hell, the president got his wig split. Who am I? Dr. King, he ain't here. Who am I? So I didn't look at it as woe is me. Not to get me wrong. Yeah, I'm sad and it hurt, but I still got to move on. I still got responsibilities and things. It's still got to keep a roof over my son's head and make sure he get a good education and things. So I didn't have time for that, I guess, mentality. Not to diss people that do or that whatever. Again, I don't have a big understanding of this stuff. To be honest, I don't have a lot of experience with this. The real first time I even really knew, and this sounds very naive in a way, but the first time I really knew that I can remember people really want to take pills. Well, how serious? Because the first time I knew was in the year 2000 when I was in college, and this one girl wanted to take. She used to call ecstasy E. She was from New Jersey, and she wanted to take ecstasy. She used to call it E. And so I'm like, damn, girl, your ass want this? Ain't nobody got no damn ecstasy in the middle of Ohio. This damn school. You better take some of this vitamin D. It'll get you the ecstasy. Anyway, that's normally afterwards you get ecstasy, not before. Anyway, when I say I moved here to Indianapolis and then I met this white girl that lived in the apartments next to me, and she had a black girl booty, and actually she had like 4 interracial kids. And one of the things she used to always say, the N-word and stuff, and I'd have to tell her, hey, you can't be saying that. I ain't this and that. I'm like, 'cause she was real hood. But I'm like, I don't give a damn. You still can't be doing that. I don't care how many times ingest this dark meat. You still can't, have that dog speak. Anyway, finish and get some more of this meat. Anyway, dog. So she would talk about this drug culture, uh, like taking methadone and Suboxone and getting this and selling that and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? And she like, well, I get this prescription, I get this script, and then I sell these, and then I pay my rent, and then I do this, then I flip this, then I gotta buy some more and do. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? This was in about I'd say my son was probably 2 or 3. So when he was born in '04, so '06, '07. Then I remember she had me, she's like, I gotta go to my doctor's appointment. I'm still not getting it. And so I'm because the doctor's appointment ain't nothing, don't nobody give a damn about. Like, oh, I gotta go to the doctor. I gotta get my doctor's appointment. Like she was really like serious about this. So I'm like, what the hell wrong with this girl? So I gave her a ride. It was a line around the building. I'm like, man, what the hell kind of doctor is this? It's a line around the building to go in there. This is before they had those tracking for the pills and stuff. Like I've seen a lot of these opioid documentaries now where people was going to Florida. Like this one woman, doctor, black lady, she opened the office at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and stayed open to like 3 or 4 at night, and the parking lot stayed busy. They said she had a room, just bags and bags and bags of cash, because they charging like $60 or something per doctor visit to write those scripts, and you got hundreds of people coming in a day. They was just printing money, printing money, printing money. Anyway, they had that damn liner. I'm like, man, what the hell kind of doctor? Who the hell gonna stand in line for that? I wouldn't have stood in line to go see no damn doctor checkup. So he can what? Hold my balls and cough twice? Is you serious? I'm a reschedule. Anyway, that doctor actually went to jail. Long story short, it was on the news a couple years ago and it got shut down. They called them like pill mills. And both of those doctors, the one in the documentary and the one that was not too far from here, where that doctor's office it's a Dollar General right now today. But yeah, they put him in jail. They put him in jail. So yeah. Nikki, you say she ain't never saw a drug she didn't like. I know, right? Well, you know what? These people get put on these drugs and then they are basically under the drug dealer's control, whether it's the pharmacy or whatever. If you get on like heroin, well, actually, a lot of these people had, because this is where the healthcare system backfired and hurt white folks and not us. See, we was on illegal drugs and they wanted to crack down, but then they started getting these little injuries and going to the doctor, and Big Pharma targeted them and they started getting all these pain pills for things they normally wouldn't have gotten them for. Then they addicted, then they get cut off from the prescription. So now they on heroin or something else, because that's basically a cheaper form of it. And then after they on that, then they what? Try to get off of that, then they on methadone or Suboxone. Now you basically are still on that for life. I even saw a documentary where they got some people off heroin, but they get like they monthly Suboxone or methadone or whatever, and then they able to function and go to work and do whatever. It's really interesting. But some people get hooked on the Suboxone and methadone, and then they got to be off of that to get to this and do that. Yeah, I know you a nurse, Nikki. That's how I know you know. That's why I'm talking about this, because I know you know. Yeah, you said the benzodiazepines. See, I know about benzos, but I'm not a big drug person, to be honest with you. The only experience with real drugs I had was in the 90s. It was only a small amount of time, and that was only some street drugs. And also in the 90s, nobody was using heroin or selling heroin. Not like that. Not where it was where it is today. Heroin, if somebody was using heroin in my day in the 90s when I was young, I would have thought they came from Vietnam or something. The hell, this old Vietnam vet still shooting up? The hell? So it was just a whole different mentality. It was before, pharmaceutical, big pharma pumped all that stuff out on everybody too. So, it was just a total different time. Let me get to some of this to some of these what you call it. I be talking too much. And I wanted to talk about these damn, where's my Instagram, what you call it. It's not pulling up my settings. There it goes, saved. And while I'm pulling this up, that Eyes on the Prize documentary on HBO, I will say I do have a problem with it, in the sense that Eyes on the Prize, and I need to probably rewatch it, to be honest with you. But did I buy it? I think I did. I wanted my son to see it, but I might not have ever did, which I kind of feel bad for. I feel bad for certain things I wasn't able to do with my son, looking back on it now, that I would like to have done, but because of, I don't like to say injury or different things, because who knows, but I wasn't able to do it. So, you want to try to give all you can that you had and more for your kids. So, but anyway, being quick, what I don't like about this Eyes on the Prize, it will not let this damn Captain America damn advertisement go down. But it seems too specific. What I mean by that is the first episode is talking about New York and the Bronx when they were burning down buildings and different things. And I get it. And then they were talking about the the black gay situation. And I think that's just too specific. Eyes on the Prize was about the broad picture of what African Americans were going through in this country. And I think this is just a little too specific because the black gay population, although I'm sure that is something that a story needs to be told and documented, I would not put that in Eyes on the Prize because honestly, that wasn't like they even said in this documentary that a lot of black people didn't even know about that struggle or whatever the case. And that's true. Now, should it be known? Yes. Should it be documented? Yes. But I wouldn't put this as part of the narrative for African Americans in this country because it affected a very small amount of people. I think they'd have covered more like redlining or after this is supposed to be from 1977 until today. It's supposed to cover that because the original Eyes on Eyes covered until 77. But what I didn't like is it was just too specific. It wasn't telling the story. I know it's in multiple parts, and then I just saw episode 3, which did cover the Million Man March. Again, kind of specific, but that was a broad thing because it covered the United States. A million men from across the nation went there, so that's different. And I regret not going there because I remember when it happened and I wanted to go, but I was a junior in high school in '95. I didn't have money, and my father, looking back, I never mentioned wanting to go or never said let's go or do any of that. So it didn't happen, but it would have been a great experience to go and be there, especially since it may never happen again. But I love documentaries, so that's part of one problem right there. It's hard for me not to like any documentary. So that's part of my problem, recognizing my own self. But what I did like is it did tell some stories I didn't know. I didn't know so much about New York and the Bronx, and I did know about gentrification and all of that stuff. And they kind of broke down a little bit about what was happening. They got some street banana loopsy or something where they pretty much use sweat equity instead of money or down payments. You put your hard-earned sweat and help to rehab the home, and then you were able, based on how many hours of work you put in, be able to get a place and this and that. It's a very interesting thing. So I did learn some things, and I always like to learn something new or interesting. So I did like that aspect, but I think that it's just too narrow of a focus, of a scope for this show. It's not covering properly what we as a people and as a nation went through. It is too specific in my opinion, but also still worth watching. Still worth watching, but I need to actually rewatch the original Eyes on the Prize, which, let me see, Eyes on the Prize. And also, I didn't realize this came out in 1987. And in 1987, I was 9 years old. And also, I didn't realize how unique my experience growing up was. I went to all black high school, all black grade school, and they were private schools. So it wasn't like I was in the hood, like lean on me type schools where they were all black. It was lean on me. They used to call me crazy. Now they call me Batman. You smoke crack, don't you? Don't you? You smoke crack, don't you? When I was when I was watching it, I'm thinking, damn, this little fat boy smoke crack. What? So that was blowing me away watching that. Like, he smoke crack. Just say no. Just say no. You smoke crack, don't you? Don't you? Anyway, we were watching this brand new. And I remember this being on TV. Yeah, TV series. Yeah. Damn. I had no idea that this was current. Oh shoot. There we go. Anyway, it says it covers 1954 to 1965. And it's covering the civil rights movement, which I guess, you know what? It's probably a lot easier to stay focused because the civil rights movement is a thing that you can group together, hone in, talk about all the different people that had something to do with it, and it's probably a lot easier to contain. Whereas after the civil rights movement, that's when we went into psyops, and well, it was illegal for redlining. So before, they used to legally keep black people from certain neighborhoods, keep you in impoverished situations. Now that that became illegal, what they did is they created the suburbs and then moved out. White flight moved out of all the cities and into suburbs, which then took all the revenue and tax dollars out of cities, made cities dangerous and poor. And then we thought in the 80s growing up that this how it is, but this was new. Reagan came in after Carter, cut all type of social programs, welfare programs, moved jobs overseas. So all of the great migration of African Americans from the South after the Jim Crow days and getting lynched moved to the North to work in manufacturing and labor. They then moved manufacturing and labor to other countries, whether it's China, Mexico, whatever, make those nations rich, then take away the jobs and economic opportunity here in America for African Americans and other people, working class people, then went into a service economy where everybody had to have some type of college degree and work some type of service jobs. And then, as they're doing that, cutting the social welfare programs, cutting food stamps, moving jobs overseas, people in desperation, what do? The CIA brings crack and drugs into the neighborhoods where people don't have money or opportunity. So, of course, they see the extreme opportunity for profits. So they then buy and sell drugs. People that can't be sellers become users because they so depressed about their economic and physical situations. And then the people that are sellers are trying to make money. It brings everybody down, puts a whole generation either in jail with the crime bill, or puts people where they don't have any family structure or education. Next thing you know, they talking about pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Rap me, you go on and on. But I didn't realize that, and also all my teachers were all black women. It was one white woman teacher, and I had one male teacher. It was always the math teacher. He may switch every now and then. It was usually white, but that was it. It was all black women, and they were old. I didn't know teachers could be young. All my teachers was at least 40 and up, most of them over 50. So when people was talking about they was screwing their teachers and stuff, I'm like, what? Why my teachers ain't retire sooner? Anyway, Nikki B. I'm sorry, his name is Henry Louis Gates Jr. He's a black man. I'm sure you've seen his stuff. Oh yeah, Henry Louis Gates. I like a lot of his stuff and his work. He was doing that show Finding Your Roots as well. That's a good show. It's interesting. But yeah, it's on PBS. You said Bill Gates. Uh the Great Migration on PBS is really good. I didn't know about that. Yeah. All right. Oh, Miguel. Yeah, that's right. Shout out to Michelle Trachtenberg, who passed away. She was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And and other things. She was only, I believe, what, 39 years old. So, or 38. You never know. You never know when your time is next, you guys. So you gotta be safe out here and try to make the most out of what you can, you know. That's why I try to do what I can, you know. I may not be able to do much. Even times like today where I'm sore and hurting, I still come and try to break it down with y'all. You see, I'm sitting here in my bed. The sleep number bed is actually pretty good. I need to do a review on it. They got a little feature to make it sit up and all of that stuff. So, you know, got to try to do what I can, man. Try not to kill myself in the process. You know? But I do have a lot of things I want to do, and that's the thing, man. You never know how much time you got, and you know, just got to try to make the most of what you can. You know. Let me go back to this Instagram. I done got sidetracked, but it should be. Computer's starting to slow up. Let me close some of these tabs. I got too much stuff on this damn computer. All right, I'm gonna finish closing some of these tabs. What's with all these plane crashes, y'all? I hope anybody got nowhere to go on a plane no time soon, cause you know, it damn sure ain't safe. They fired too many air traffic controllers. All right, I got a couple of these tabs closed. Say this was reloaded because it was using significant energy. Uh. All right, here's a couple conspiracies I want to break down with y'all. I came across on Instagram. This is taking forever to load. All right. I need to go through and just like wipe this damn computer. Man, yeah, you know, I appreciate it, but I'm not gonna feel better. I'm just being real with you. I'm not gonna feel better. Part of the crip life, man. So my back has not stopped hurting since the accident. You know what I mean? Even with medicine and things, it just make it where I'm talking right now and doing things. Without the medicine, I've been ready to it be over with. All right, it'll drive you crazy. It's just a lot. But it's amazing. Used to, sadly, because I didn't got used to being in pain all the time, whether it's my back or whatever. But a lot of sores or things like that. What really is happening is pressure sores, because as you whatever's happening with that person, like their muscle is soft, their body is soft. So if you sit in the same spot or whatever, then the bone puts pressure on that soft part. There you have it. So people lay in the bed for a long time, bone pressing against that spot will create a solid like it used to be. The muscle isn't thick. You know, my booty used to be thick, you know, like Cardi B. No, but my butt cheeks were strong. I did have a strong gluteus maximus. And now it's spread like mustard. It's probably why they want me getting some of these, you know, gay movies. No, I'm just playing. But no, seriously, because of my injury, like my legs, my leg muscles was really strong. You know what I mean? I used to work out this. I don't want to get into all that, but my calf muscles were strong, like solid. Like I can make my calf like hard, really hard. And the first day I was in the hospital and I touched my leg, it was soft, like I could squeeze it like this, like all the way to the, I'm like, I thought it would like take a long time, or at least I didn't think it would be this relaxed the very next day. Like it didn't atrophy in the sense that it got smaller, but it's so loose, so wobbly. It's like just hanging on the bone. Like my arms and stuff are not like that. Like my muscles are tight, but my leg, and anyway, so my butt, if I sit, that's why like a wheelchair has a curve at the bottom so that your coccyx, your booty bone, put pressure on your skin. And that's the problem I have is from sitting up so much, doing stuff so much that my coccyx put pressure on me, and then I get a pressure sore from sitting up. What I'm supposed to be doing is laying down more and not doing stuff. But then I'm like, I'm laying down, I ain't doing nothing. This is driving me crazy. And so I always have this issue with my coccyx and how much sitting up, and then also your back hurt from sitting up. But then I got to make sure I ain't getting another pressure sore from working so much and doing this. But it's hard to be on a computer without sitting up. I can't do certain things laying down and things. So then anyway. That's the crip life for you, man. So many things to deal with. I ain't worried about a drive by. I'm always in the roll by, so I had to worry about the aftermath. All right, let's see. Uh, TK Kirkland, he break down something perfect about a man and a woman relationship. Somebody actually asked me on my post on Instagram because I was with Felipe Esparza, who's funny as hell. He was at the comedy club and I was chilling, talk to him or whatever, and some people. And somebody asked if I'm married. No, I'm not married. I never really found a good woman here in Indianapolis that match with me, I guess. And the people that I did like or match with are like Chicago and I'm more of a kind of a fast paced kind of person. Not necessarily like I'm always doing this or that, but I am I have a lot of interest. I look into politics. I watch certain movies. I like to go places. I look into a car. I like this food. I do this. I do that. I look into this. I like that. I'm interested in this. And it's not a lot of people like that here. They're very narrow focus and might let them tell it they not. But they are. And when I start saying stuff or doing stuff or whatever, they be like, "Ugh," they don't like it. We don't mesh. We don't mesh with. I don't mesh with a lot of people here, so and that's cool. It is what it is, but nah, I ain't found the one yet. Maybe it's like mustard. Who would ever think that it would spread like mustard? I never thought that. Who would ever think them cheeks would spread like mustard? I got hurt, and then it made me squirt. You say, Nikki, you say, hey, Jay, I'm very boring. I don't do anything. I'm even at work or at home. If anybody's watching me, they're going to be bored to death. I hear that. I mean, you know, people, it's like some people say with like Elon Musk or them getting everybody information. Well, I don't care. Like, I'm doing something. It's still not yours. Just like I can't walk in your house and look around and leave and say, but I didn't take nothing. Yeah, but this ain't yours. You didn't ask. And I think that they have gotten a mentality shift around the world, at least in the United States, of giving up that mindset of privacy. Like, you can't just walk in my house. You need to ring the bell first or knock. You need to call first. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you family or don't mean nothing or this or that. Like, you don't know what I may be doing. I mean, whatever the case, it's just common courtesy. And also, it's not yours. Anyway, again, I'm old. I'm telling people, get off my lawn. Get off my doorstep. What's up? Hell yeah, Nikki, let's go to see Drake. You say Drake concert tickets $37 to what? Sit in the nosebleeds and turn you every 2 hours. Hey, come on through. I got a job for you. I'm hiring. I need a new assistant. $18 an hour plus room and board and vitamin D. Nikki, you say, do you shift your positions when you're in the chair? You should be moving at like every 2 hours. So I do. I do push up. I do a push up and then I move, but the chair is not the problem because it's sloped, curved. It's when I'm sitting in the bed or other stuff. Also, the chair, you ain't supposed to sit up or in my car, but I bought a cushion with a cutout for the cock, sis. I got a cock, sis, cutout. Anyway, so let me go to some of these clips. So TK Kirkland made a great point about women in the relationships, and I agree. You all tell me what you think. And this the problem.
You're 40. You don't become a man until you're 42.
Hold on.
Wait till God willing you get 40. You don't become a man until you're 42. This is my opinion. I tell people why. Because you need experiences. You need wisdom. And everything up to 40 is just rehearsal. Just rehearsal. After that, the real shit starts. You'll make so many mistakes. You'll learn so much about life in the game. That's deep. And you apply it to the rest of your life. And you look forward to peace of mind.
I just realized that music is playing. You know what? I'm gonna play it, and if y'all ain't watch it live, it probably ain't gonna be on the replay. You got to be here live.
That's music to you. You still able to when you see the trees blowing, you appreciate that birds, see dogs walk. Small things. It's the small things you appreciate so much. And as you get older, you understand that you only want to rock with certain people because their energy is different, right?
Facts. Facts. So I'm gonna come back and play it some more. But what he's saying is so true. Now, I don't know about the age 42. He did kind of say that like precisely, and I ain't gonna disagree with that. I don't know. But I'd say until you at least a minimum 35, close to 40, at least 40, because your 20s, you really don't fully know. And then also you getting your foundation laid up until then, whether you go into school or you in training or you whatever the case, you still getting it together because most people don't have nothing yet. How could you just getting started in life, and most people parents, at least in our community, didn't have a lot to give you when you starting off at the top. So, you normally building it up. I know I was struggling to figure out different things. Then I had a kid at 25, 26. So by 30, I was buying real estate. I had a couple cars. There was 3 cars paid off. I was working 2 jobs. I was trying to get some things together. I thought by the time I was 40, I'd have multiple properties and different things. I did have 2 properties, but at 33, I was injured. And that's when I kind of realized what's really important, what you really miss. Like, I didn't miss necessarily going to work or miss like going to traffic and things like that. What I missed is the little things, like he said, being able to go outside and take a walk or ride a bike. I had just bought a bike and was going to start bike riding again. I rode a bike in years and I was riding. Now I can't ride a bike. I remember that, like riding a bike, the wind blowing and riding and doing this, pumping and things, or like going on a date and walking and pick up your girl or do this or that. It's just a lot of the looking at people eye to eye and things. It's just so many other things that I realized that it's like the spice of life. It what makes everything better. And what he was going to say also is like when you with a woman and at that point in your life, you want peace. You don't want someone that takes away or brings chaos in your life. You don't want somebody that's arguing or even doesn't understand that all we have is just a little bit of time. If we lucky, you could live to be what, 80 if you lucky? My mom just had a birthday last week. She turned 88. Shout out to mom, 88 years old. Still running around fighting. It's a blessing. Most people don't see no 88 years old. And so you think about it, you got 80 years maybe if you blessed. And then how many of them would you be old and maybe not doing stuff? How many of them were you young and not doing stuff? So, you may have what, 50 summers? 50 summertimes, if you lucky. What are you gonna do? 50 winter times. That's it. If you lucky. So, we gotta try to make the most of what we can and you know, appreciate the little things. Appreciate that sunshine. I got my curtains in my room. I got them motorized because some people think some of the stuff I got in my house is fancy and cool, and it may be, but I didn't necessarily get it for that. It's because it's harder for me to get up, roll around, pulling on the curtain. Whereas if I just want the thing open, I can push a button and then they go up, and then there it is. I ain't got to get up, get in the wheelchair, roll around there, pull on the damn string. Then when it's time to go to bed, go over there, turn around, pull the string. So it's a lot easier. Anyway, I look forward to rolling that blinds up and getting that sunshine and looking out the window and stuff. I was thinking of buying a bird feeder just to watch the birds, and they got new bird feeders with cameras in them. So when the birds is in there, you could be looking at them all up close and stuff. Like, I never did these things, and I was thinking about it. Like, man, I should get a bird feeder and get some bird seed and just look at the birds and sit and smoke and have a drink and just bird watch. Anyway, Nikki, let me get to some of your comments. You say, please, Jay, we've all been hacked. I used to work for the government. What they're doing is right. They waste so much money and they spoil them to death. Yeah, I know, right? You like my rap? Do I like the job Trump is doing? You say I ain't missing nothing being married. That's what people say if they weren't married to the right one or it didn't work out, which that happens. And I'm not saying it's anybody's fault, and it could have happened to me. Who's to say? But I would like to think, especially at this point in my life, because there ain't no reason to get involved with nobody and do nothing unless you really enjoy each other's company and stuff. So I would like to think I'm past all that. Oh, he cute, she cute. Oh, I hit it, and that's all that matters. No. So I would like to think I would be able to make a better choice today than if I was younger and got married, because I would have been thinking of different criteria if I would have thought of any at all, other than she cute or she a freak. Back to Trump. Yes and no. And that's another clip I'm going to play. It is good to shrink the government and to cut some of this stuff. I don't know if they're doing it the right way and how they just cutting some things. I don't like the DEI thing, whereas affirmative action is necessary because after the Jim Crow era, they didn't want to give people a job. They had to be forced to give people of color a job. And it's still to that day difficult for people of color to get jobs in certain industries. It just is. It's a fact. Now, did people go too far with the trans and the bathrooms and all this and that? Yes. And now they're going too far with cutting away everything. I mean, it's just too far on both sides. I don't agree with that. And then also, I don't agree with him trying to switch it up, saying, well, Ukraine, you started the war with Russia. You need to end it. Give up. They didn't start it. Everybody knows Russia invaded Ukraine. So I don't understand that. And also, I don't like how he is sellout. I don't like sellouts. So when I was coming up, being a sellout was a bad thing. You a sellout, sucker. You a sucker. You a sucker MC. You sellout. Word to your mother. But no, I don't want to be a sellout. And Elon Musk bought him. He sold out. And I think that's a negative. To me, a sellout means that you don't have a backbone. You don't stand for something. Now, if you paid me for something that I do agree with, I guess I didn't sell out, did I? But so maybe he ain't a sellout. Maybe he agree with all this. Who knows? I wouldn't put it past him. All right, let's see. Nikki, let me get to some of your comments. You say I'm glad I got that for the car. What you talking about? The seat cushion? Yeah. All right, let's see. You say you definitely don't agree with them firing all those people. That part I don't think is right. But to get rid of the government waste, yes. But to fire all those people, I don't agree with that. Well, you have to fire people to technically cut some of this bloat because their salaries. But at the same time, you have to be a little more strategic and tactful. And then also, wielding the chainsaw and the way they doing it, especially when you the richest man in the world, I think that comes off kind of insensitive and cruel. And also, while we talking about this, here's what I'm gonna say about Elon Musk and Joe Rogan. So Joe Rogan and Elon Musk are two people that changed. They have changed right before the public's eyes. Before COVID, they were both somewhat democratic leaning people. And these are two people that historically have not taken being bullied well at all. Joe Rogan, I have watched his podcast many times. Okay. He has said many times that he was little and he got picked on and he didn't like it. And they moved around a lot. And that's why he started learning karate because he got bullied a little bit or picked on. He a little short meathead. He learned how to fight. And that was his retaliation. He's the type that if they get bullied or pushed, they do something back. And so that's what happened. He became fighter, whatever. Elon Musk, in his book and in many statements, he said that he got bloodied and beat up and busted noses and stuff in school, that other kids would kick his ass all the time. And he got many fights. And he got revenge on those kids in different ways and things. So, when they both got bullied in their own ways, they went hard right. And they are really trying to get revenge on the media who bullied them because they didn't want to take vaccines or whatever. I'm not saying that was right. I think everybody in that whole vaccine mandate and things. I regret taking the vaccine myself. I in a way, I feel like I sold out because when I wasn't going to take the vaccine, I didn't have to. Why? And then I got the job for power. And they like, you can't have the job if you don't get vaccinated. I'm like, oh man, should I take this vaccine and be on the show? Or say forget it and just not be on the show and just be sitting here like always? I did think about this and as a sellout then. And I was like, well, and then of course, well, ain't no of course, but what had kind of swayed me is my son with his half smart self talking about, man, the vaccine ain't that bad. If it was, they would have gave it to the Palestinians. Because at the time, see, my son very smart and political as well. I tried to make him as similar, as well-rounded as possible. And so at that time, the Jews in Israel didn't want to give the Palestinians the vaccine. And I'm like, if it was bad, they would have gave it to them, wiped them out. So they don't want to give it to them so that they can get wiped out. I'm like, I still don't want to, but I took it. You know what? On my arm, I got a mark right here. You see that? That's where they jabbed me. I didn't have that mark on my arm before. It won't heal. It's like a scab. It looked like something in there. They got me. But you know, I was already half dead, so I'm like, fucking finish the job. Let's get it over with. Anyway, let's get back to this. So we talked to some about some more of these. We getting sidetracked. TK, what y'all think about this dude right here? He got a mother and daughter pregnant at the same time. Of course, they white women. I'm gonna tell you something. White women, white American women are amazing. And I'm just saying it as like a white American women are amazing, like an enigma to me. I've really been thinking about this a lot lately, like really, seriously. So, what I mean by that, white American women, I don't know what it is. They are like the most caring, most sensitive, most scary, most afraid. I don't know what they like. You find some type of cause where there's some damn gorilla in the jungle or something. It's a white American woman sitting there fighting for it, or
I don't think any of us have ever been happier. So much has changed, actually, since our last interview. I don't know if you could tell, but yeah, we're welcoming Nick's children. She's going to be having Nick Jr. Oh, honey. And we're going to be having Nicole. We're very excited to welcome two new members.
They love that Nick Dick. They crazy. She talking about I'm pregnant at the same time with my mother. It's a beautiful thing. Y'all, what are these kids? Are they what? Brother, sister, cousin, fathers? What is this? So if your mother has a child, that's your sister. But if the child's father is the same father of your child, that's your what? Half child, stepchild, sister? What in the holy moly is this?
There's the family, and having a baby alongside my mom is the most exciting and beautiful thing. I could have never expected it. The marriage we had.
You see, he had her hands folded around them nards. He like, yeah, she worked this the most, so I'm gonna hold this one. Mama, I knocked that up. You know, it was a 2-for-1 special on Sundays, so you know what I'm saying, 2 sluts for the price of one. Man, hey, it be going down in the DM up in that bedroom, boy. Dude is, and you know they just a licking and a sticking, finger licking. But white women in America, let me go back to my rant. I'm very confused. I don't understand. Are they like the most sensitive people or confused? I don't understand. I mean, it's like I say, it's an enigma. I met some white women and talked to some white women, and they seem like they want to save the world. They care about everything, and they got the bleeding heart for this and that, and I'll be like, wow. And then they'll be grabbing their purse and turning into a Karen or something and crying. I don't know, man. I really don't know. And like I said, that one white girl that I did kind of mess around with, she was basically black. She kept on even saying the N-word and talking and stuff. Yeah, man, that nigga talking about this and that. I'm like, man, hell no. I'm like, you can't be saying that. But anyway, I ain't never been with an actual, like in a relationship with a white woman. So I don't know if this is real. But damn, they care about every damn thing, don't they? They just go and support anything. I don't understand. Anyway, this right here is what I was talking about earlier when they were talking about people are old. Listen to this.
What year does somebody have to be born to be considered old? 2000. I just turned 21, bro, and I was born in 04. So if you was born in 2000, you old as a, that's what. And what year does somebody have to be born to be considered old? 2002. I always say that.
My son was born in 2004. That fool talking about I was born in 04, so any day before that is old. What? So 21? Oh my goodness. This dude said 2002. I know I'm old because when somebody say this car is like a 02 or 04, my mind be like, that's new. And then I had to be like, no, it ain't. I still remember like when my friend pulled up in a 2000, he like, this a 2000, boy. I'm like, damn, he got the year 2000. That's 25 years ago.
They're pushing 30 now at this point.
What year does somebody have to be born to be considered old?
1999. Like at that point, you really born in like the 1900s. Like, that's oldest.
Hey, what year does somebody have to be born to be considered old?
Anything that starts with a 19. Look, if you just say that, I'm like, Mom, you talking to me? You like 1999? I'm here in 1932. You could be talking about pre 9/11. I'm gonna be like, how was the Great Depression? Like that don't make no sense.
He said you could be talking pre 9/11, and I'm like, how's the Great Depression? What? What? Okay. What? The Great Depression.
You said 19. My dad was born in 1972. Y'all the same age.
Hey, what year does somebody have to be born to be?
Y'all let me know. Type in the comments whether you watching live or on the replay. Type in the year you was born. Let me know if you a real OG. I was born in 78. I'm one of the last OG human beings in America. If you was born after 1980, you start getting infected by the computer virus of the mind. We still played outside.
Considered old.
Anything before 2000. Because at this point, you probably turning 25. Like anything over 25 is old. 2002. You know, that's like super senior age. No, literally. That's like class of 2021. Yeah, it's like super senior. I don't know. Anything before 2000 is old.
Hey, what year does somebody have to be born to be considered old?
Whatever year Donald Trump was born. Because he's like crumbling in the dust.
Now, I get that. Donald Trump is old. Shit, my dad is 78. You in your 70s, you old. You OG. Now, when I was in my 20s or teens, I would have thought somebody in their 40s. I would have said you'd have to be in your 40s to be old. Y'all let me know what's old. This person right here wrote a good comment. He said, damn it, 1978 right here. We remember before cell phones and internet. We actually played outside. We actually talk on the phone. That's why we prefer and love intelligent conversations over text. That's what I was saying earlier. I will call Meech before I be sitting there texting. Or I'm going to call you instead of that. Like, I like intelligent conversations. I want to talk to you. You know, I want to see you because I saw people when I was growing up. We didn't just text a video, you know. It said we had fist fights as kids, exactly, and some OPS. I don't know what OPS is. As kids grew up to be best friends. Oh, and some ops. Duh, I'm old, okay? And that is true. I got into some fights with some people and we became friends. That is true. This is what happens when you don't shoot someone over a simple disagreement. Facts. We are more mentally tough, for example. That's true. Cyberbullying. Like, really? I know, right? But actually it's a little more different than that. Because our generation disses this a little too easy. And that's because we think you could just turn it off or whatever. But if everybody else is listening or watching, as soon as you come into school, everybody will be on you. So it's not the same as just turn the phone off. But anyway, it says some of these kids today have sadly taken their own lives over what someone they have never met online. I can go on and on. You can learn a lot from us born in the 19s. Enjoy your youth, but don't neglect or disrespect those who came before you. There's a wealth of knowledge there for the picking. I mean, all the things that they enjoy is from our generation. I like to take credit for, whether it's the clothing. They wear our clothes. We didn't wear the clothes from the 70s. We didn't wear that. We wasn't wearing them damn shoes from the 70s. They wearing our Jordans. They wear our Nikes and polos. That we wasn't wearing that. We didn't dress like our parents. You know, the music, they listened to rap. Our parents didn't listen to rap. Our parents didn't relate with us with rap music. You know, we listen to rap. A lot of the people they listen to is remixes of our stuff. You know, we started that bottle popping and all that, and our generation sadly started the drive-bys too. You know, so I think a lot of that stuff is them not knowing, and they need to get refreshed and better recognized. Listen to this woman right here who's a cop for 20 years and don't know the law. Listen to this stuff the cops think they could do to you.
Are you familiar with this case at all?
Which case?
The case that brings us here today, that you're testifying. In order to detain somebody, what do you have to have legally? Do you know?
I do not know the law legally.
Okay. Have you ever heard of something called a Terry search or a Terry frisk?
I have.
What is that?
I'm not going to say exactly. I don't know the law.
Well, let me just ask you.
I heard of it. I don't know what it is. I heard of it. I don't know the law. I am the law. How stupid can you be? We are in trouble. And you know what's the worst part about this? Is that I believe officers like this and officers that do things like what happened with George Floyd are being used or manipulated so that the public eventually says no more human police. We want RoboCops. And then we are in trouble. We are in trouble. Also, did you know that people from other countries and immigrants can become police officers in the United States and then throw your ass in jail as an American citizen? They ain't even from this country. Come here, become a cop, and throw you in jail. It's a cop video footage somebody sent me here in my city, not too far from me, of this cop escalating and arresting and fighting a man in the Walmart parking lot 5 minutes away from my house. I'm gonna play that video.
Police officers are allowed to go over to anybody they want, demand to see ID, and if they refuse, they get to arrest them. Is that your testimony? Or detain them?
Can you say one more time? I'm sorry.
Sure. Police officer goes over to somebody on the street. Let's call the person Mr. Plaintiff.
Okay.
Police officer goes to Mr. Plaintiff and says, hey, let me see your ID. And Mr. Plaintiff says, no. Is the officer now allowed to put Mr. Plaintiff in handcuffs and detain him?
I object. It's a hypothetical. It calls for speculation.
Yeah.
You can answer.
Okay. I do believe, yes, for officer safety, they do have the right to then at least then do a pat down of the person's outer garments for their safety.
Doesn't there have to be reasonable suspicion that the person committed a criminal offense or violated a law?
Because I don't know the law exactly.
You don't?
Case closed. She don't know the law exact. She don't know that it needs to be a reasonable suspicion. She don't know. She just think they could just come do whatever they want. And that's what's been shown pretty much police mentality lately. Now this dude right here is disgusting.
This is one of the most dangerous foods in the world.
This
And both
says
the source
it's
and
dangerous, but
preparation
doesn't say
process
why
are
it's
pretty
dangerous.
intense. First, the chef throws chopped
It's
scallions,
got
garlic,
music
and
playing,
onions
so I'm
into a
gonna mute
big
it.
pot.
But this dude making bear paw stew. First of all, that's disgusting. I don't want to eat no damn barefoot. What the hell? How hungry you? Why you eating the foot anyway? Why you ain't eat some of the regular meat? But anyway, look at this. This looks disgusting. They boil it, pull off the nails, take off the fur. They soak it in veggies, soak it in seasoning, and then cut it up and eat this nasty ass barefoot. Why are people eating this stuff? And in the Bible, it says don't eat these things. Now, it's a reason some people say the Bible this, the Bible that. I don't think that the Bible is saying what to eat and not to eat, as in if you eat shrimp or whatever, catfish, you're going to go to hell. I think that it's to help you from avoiding foods that make us sick. Why people get cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes, all the things that people get. And you're sitting here eating bare fingernails. What? What? I ain't never wanna. Who is doing this? People got to stop eating all this stuff, man. And other nations have other rules. So, you know, they may be eating all kind of bugs and different stuff, but that ain't for us. You know, that's why it's a lot of things our people do and turn our nose up automatically. And it's a reason for that. Because deep down in our spirit, we know you ain't supposed to eat no damn foot of no bear. Eating no damn bear fleet's foot. Ain't no athlete's foot, bear fleet's foot. Now this right here, I'm about to get out of here in 15 minutes. You know what else I meant to do is I meant to put my link up if anybody wanted to come and talk. I'm gonna put it up now in case anybody want to chat. This right here is pure knowledge dropped by Richard Pryor, the GOAT, talking about what's going on in this world. And it's exactly true today as it was then. Listen to Richard Pryor drop this knowledge.
These executives are afraid you're going to do to white America.
Probably stop some racism.
Stop racism.
Yeah, probably afraid of that because then people don't hate each other, and people start talking to each other, and then they start talking to each other. They find out who's the problem.
Yeah,
which is
greedy people.
Greedy.
And that's really what the best way you could say it. Because although some people may be Satanists and believe in other things, in the end, they all are greedy too. They want more power or more wealth or whatever. And greedy people are ruining this world. They don't care about what happens to the environment or what happens to millions of people or food or this or that. They got theirs, and that's all they worried about.
I have a couple things I want to ask you though. Do you
And also, everybody know about divide and conquer. You keep people divided, it's more divisions now than ever. How many LGBTQ, BD, boo, and every other race and color and every other reason to divide. And if everybody divided and mad about this, you don't come together and realize what's really going on, which is what he about to say.
really think that some of the guys that you've dealt with at NBC, no names, right? There's lawsuits for that too. That some of these guys really want to promote racism actively, or is it a subconscious?
I just think it's part of capitalism is to promote racism, right? In order to make things work. If you feel better because you're white and you can get a job, you use that. I mean, I would.
Absolutely.
Say, I'm sorry, Jack, but shit, they say I'm white. I'm going to use this.
Absolutely.
Get this job. I'm hungry. But and that separates people. So they keep people separated. That keeps them from thinking about the real problem. That's simple as I see it. Probably it's not that simple, but
Now, all right. You and I are about the same age, right? We're in our mid-30s. How long is it going to take before guys who think like you, and I say guys who think like me, people who don't want to have racism in the country, people who don't want to be oppressing any minority, whatever it is, sexual, whatever minority, really get into positions of power and can change things?
You can't get in a position of power, it seems, if you think like that. It seems that the only time you get in a position of power is if you like the people that are in power.
Facts. And that is the reason why the government doesn't change. Certain systems in the world don't change, because those people that are at the top won't hire or promote if you don't agree with. Just like they say in the NFL or NBA, they won't have a minority ownership, or they don't have minority coaches or general managers. Well, you can't get to be that because the owners don't want to hang with you, don't feel comfortable around you. So then it's hard to get to a certain space. And if you do get to that space, then that means they might be comfortable around you, which means that you may or may not have compromised yourself. I mean, I can't just throw a blanket statement out there like that. But Godfrey, the comedian, who I think is funny as hell and very underrated, he commented and said, "Look at the black people who make it in Hollywood. King Richard spit bars." I mean, I wouldn't say black people. I'm going to say all the people that really make it in Hollywood. I don't know, man. I know they make a lot of money. Again, that goes back to what I was saying earlier. What is success, though? I don't know what success is. Is it making a lot of money? I don't know. That's what America says. But the reason he was saying this is because in 1977, the Richard Pryor show was canceled after just 4 episodes. Not because it wasn't brilliant, but because it was too real, too black, too unfiltered. The network wanted his talent, but not his truth. Sound familiar? Today, we see the same thing. Companies rolling back diversity, equity, and inclusion, politicians erasing black history, and institutions silencing black voices under the guise of meritocracy. They celebrate blackness when it's entertaining, but reject it when it's disruptive. Pryor didn't stop telling the truth, and neither can we, because the system was never built to amplify us. It was built to contain us, but we don't need their permission. We never did. Damn, that was straight no chaser right there. And especially with the way of the internet and everything today, you definitely can get out here. Look at me. Now, this big girl, she went viral because she filed a lawsuit against Lyft because they didn't want her big self in the car. And she said obese people should be accommodated just like they accommodate the LGBTQ. She got a point there. I wouldn't have said LGBTQ. She should have said like they accommodate the disabled. Some people look at it because you obese that you did it to yourself. She is large and in charge. I ain't about to lie. She should have got a lift XL, or she needed a 2-hand lift is what she really needed. A tag team lift this head up. But her interview was good. I'm not going to lie. She made a great point. People say you fat. Why don't you get out and work out and move? Then we get out and move and they say you too fat, stay inside. That's a mic drop right there.
You good?
Good morning.
What's going on? Nice to meet you.
Hi,
How are you?
What he got?
You good?
Whoever getting up in that cootie cat, that's a straight daredevil. I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. He a daredevil up in that boy. I'd be afraid you hitting that and that thing drop down and crack. Been and bent my ding-a-ding.
Got it. Yep.
Woo!
It's the only seat y'all got?
You say this the only seat y'all got? We can sit you on that couch.
What you want? What you need?
There's one more.
A bigger chair or something.
They brought the couch. They brought the couch over. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Good. This is the accommodation.
She said accommodations. She ain't got no titties though. Where all that titty meat go, baby? All that titty meat done sucked down in that belly, baby.
Just you walked in and you said the chair was too small, so you had to bring the part of the sectional for you to sit in, and you
Charlemagne, no, he doing at the roast. We had to bring a part of the sectional for you to sit in. Like, nigga, you trying to roast.
said something. You said, now this is what I'm talking about, accommodations, right? Yes. But we live in a world that's not always going to be able to accommodate people.
But we should, though. We should, because we not all the same, you know? I feel like we should. Like, why not? I feel like a lot of times people think that bigger people, obese, the F word people should just be in a house. When it's like, we
You good?
All right, I don't like this either. When she said the F word people, you fat, 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 fat. Ain't nothing wrong. You fat. Stop making every word a bad word or gay or whatever. Like when she said the F word, I thought she was talking about an F-A to the G in this month. She talking about fat. That's not a bad word. That's not derogatory. I don't know. I was fat. I still am fat. But I was a whole lot fatter when I filmed Power. I lost a lot of weight since then. It is what it is.
the F word. I'm not.
Yeah, you can't say in your house fat. Like.
Oh,
I'm not saying that word.
Yeah, we don't use that word in my house either.
I thought you talking about the gay slur. I'm like, wait, I'm confused.
No.
But I just feel like it should be accommodated. Bigger people should be accommodated, just like we accommodate the LGBT community.
That's a bad example because we really don't accommodate them. What, to go to the bathroom? She could have used the disabled community, and that's a lot of accommodation. Technically, she is disabled. She can't run and do certain things. She could, so she's morbidly obese. And I don't get that we don't say the F word in our house. And what? That's another thing with people being delusional and with cyberbullying. I think people needed to get bullied in person again. I got bullied. No, it wasn't fun and it wasn't good, but it made me check myself on some things. And I'm glad I didn't go to school with wrinkled shirts and clothes. I would have got roasted. I didn't go to school stinking. I would have got roasted. You know what I mean? It's certain things you do and don't do. I tried to stay active. I didn't want to get that big. I would have got roasted over an open flame. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just certain things. Once nobody can check nobody and say nothing, everybody just falling by the wayside. Nobody's being held accountable, I think.
Or those other communities. I just feel like we outside. If we inside, is get up. Why you in a house? You should be doing this. You should be doing that. When we outside, it's like, why you not in a house?
Well, people would say, okay,
she got a great
Who
point
actually
there.
told you that? Because that's crazy. I don't believe that. F people should stay in the house.
That's how it is. We go outside and people looking at us crazy, like, we getting stared at for what? Because we big. Yeah, the F word. I'm not.
That you can't say in your house fat.
All right, so she had a good point, but at the same time, a couple of these comments, somebody said eating yourself into obesity, then not expecting people to stare is crazy. I never understood this until, and I got a unique situation because I can't feel. I'm injured right here, so a lot of people think everybody that can't walk, they're maybe injured at their leg area. But I'm actually injured right here in the middle of my chest. So I can't do a sit up. If I lay back, I can't get up. I have to use my arms and stuff. And I can't feel my stomach and things. So I didn't feel that I was gaining weight. My body, my mind, it still feels like I did when I was 33. So I still feel light, even though I wasn't. And so it snuck up on me. I didn't realize it until I was rolling by a mirror and I was like, oh shit, who the hell is that fat motherfucker? Damn, that was fat. Damn, that belly big, boy. So I ain't realize it. But So I think some people may gain weight or get big like that and then didn't realize it. And some people may have been big their whole life. I don't know. But she has a point, and she could have got a van or something. She shouldn't have been trying to get no damn Chevy Cavalier. A big ass tried to get the Cavalier. DeMarcus Vaughn, what's good, fam? How you doing? You came right at the end, but I'm out of here. Nikki, I'm up out of here anyway, girl. I was just staying. I did 2 hours tonight, and my booty is tweaking right now. My booty hurt. Let me see one more thing I say before we get out of here. Show. This woman got some good knowledge right here. And then what's up? Well,
So mental health for weird it's at an all-time high, and that is great. But some of these trends, they are making people worse, not better. Let's talk about it, because I got 3 that's top of mind. The first one is turning labels into identity. Labels were meant to be for understanding, not a personality. But today, people are branding themselves with their diagnosis. And even when you think,
you know how many home health aides come in? Well, I can't do this. I'm ADHD. I can't do this. I got anxiety. I can't. You got more problems than me. What you mean you can't? Get over it. Work through it. Get medication. You can't say you can't do this. You can't do that. But then I'm supposed to accept it and have you working here and paying you, and you can't do the damn job. You're fired. What do you mean? This ain't no damn jobs program. I'm not here to feel sorry for you and give you no damn job just to give you a job. I didn't even realize I didn't have her up talking. But they would talk to me like that, like I'm supposed to understand and just keep them employed and do this and that. I ain't got to understand this shit. Hey, look, can you do the job or not? You can't come here on time. You don't do this. You can't pay attention. You're fired. I'm not going to keep explaining to you, repeating myself, begging you to get off your goddamn phone and pay attention, reminding you, well, I don't know where stuff is in your house. This ain't my house. This is your work site. You need to know where the things are for you to do your damn job. I'm not going to keep telling you every day, like a kid. Then you get mad, say I'm talking to you like a kid. You acting like one. You don't have to tell a grown person something over and over and over. You ask them what you need, and then they do it. Anyway, it's way too many people, especially in my experience, women that claim this crap. Well, I'm ADHD, I'm this, I'm that, I got this, it's triggering, and I just think, that's got to go. I think we have way overdone that. So anyway, before I go, if y'all didn't know, Cameron and Mace got a beef with Chad Ochocinco. That's pretty funny. I didn't get a chance to get into that, but Friday I plan on going live again, so we'll see. Let me get up out of here, y'all. I appreciate everybody for sticking through. DeMarcus Vaughn, man, appreciate it, man. I got 2 super chats in one show. That's been a long time, at least over a year since I got 2 super chats in one show. It's been a long time, so I appreciate it, man. It's been kind of a struggle keeping this channel up and running lately, to be honest with you. So I appreciate everybody, all of y'all sticking with it. Thanks for spreading that love, brother. You say, Jay, who would win in the verses between the Jackson 5 and New Edition? Come on, man. You want to know the Jackson 5 will kill New Edition. Mr. Telephone Man, something wrong with my line. When I dial my baby number, I get a click every time. It wasn't any heartbeat. New Edition has some cuts, but I would say Jodeci versus New Edition would have been a better comparison. Although the Jackson 5 is technically a good comparison, I think they are on a different level. Now, the Jackson 5 really didn't do much after Michael went solo. So, with that being said, And then also these songs were in the 70s and 60s and early 80s. So, and Mike was a kid. Ben, won't you come and play with me? Playing with little rats and shit. So, I would say, historically and overall, Jackson 5. What I would listen to today would be New Edition. I wouldn't listen to Jackson 5 more than I would listen to some New Edition. Again, New Edition was more my time, and it sounds closer to modern than the Jackson 5. Although I grew up watching MTV, and a lot of people don't know, but back when MTV was new and didn't play, because my babysitter had MTV, and I would just sit, eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and watch it. And they played the Jackson 5 cartoons and all kind of stuff. And I used to love watch the Jackson 5 cartoon. I don't know how many people remember that, but they had a cartoon, the Jackson 5. I didn't know it was old. It was old already when I was watching it in 83, 85. But anyway, I did like it, but I would give it to historically Jackson's. But if I'm gonna play music right now, I probably overall play New Edition. It'd probably only be a couple Jackson songs that I would play today. But if I was in the car, I would bump New Edition. But it's hard going against the Jacksons or something like that. DeMarcus, I would say New Edition because New Edition had more lead singers. I wouldn't say it for that reason. I would say it because their music vibes with me a little more. The Jacksons was before my time, although we did listen to stuff before our time and watch stuff before our time. We didn't have a choice. You put on the TV, you got to watch. It's only 3 channels until Fox came around. So unless you had cable or satellite, so you had to watch reruns of the Monkees. You watching Mork and Mindy and all kind of stuff you watch because you had to watch, that's it, or read a book. Nowadays they don't watch as much old stuff. They don't have to, so they kind of get lucky with that. Well, y'all, let me get up out of here, man. I appreciate all the love and support with the super chats. I appreciate everybody been supporting this channel. I've been trying to work on a couple things to make my channel a little better and efficient, working on a couple AI things and stuff. So it's just one program I want to get. I just ain't got the money for it yet. But once I get this little money, then I'll be able to edit some videos a whole lot easier. Be able to make shorts and everything. So a whole lot easier. So it's about $200 worth of software. Not a lot, but it's more than I can afford at the moment. But I figure it out. Anyway, looking forward to that Raising Canaan. We got Unique coming back as a crackhead. That big ass crack upside his head. We'll see what happens. And it might have went all the way down to the white meat and he didn't change. We'll see. But let me get up out of here, y'all. I appreciate all the love and support. Deuces. See, I got that's Hood Rich. That's what that stands for. Hood Rich. Worth about $25. You know what I'm saying? I'm so hood. Anyway, let me get up out of here. I don't know if y'all noticed my little Bruce Lee right there. You have to be like water, my friend. And then that's my Shot Town. Picture the downtown skyline, and inside it's got the words and different things all about the city. And then that's my bong right there. That bong right there, I never used it, but that's a Cheech and Chong bong. I bought it when I was in Texas, in Austin, Texas. Go Bruce Lee versus Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I go a couple pictures when I was my good old days with my girlfriend, high school sweetheart. Those were the days, y'all. Those were the days. Anyway, see, I got to keep that right there. Where is that? Never know, man. Got 2 4/5 within the arm's length. I'm always ready for a drive-by, baby. Let's go. Got a ramp in my front door. Let me get out of here, y'all. Deuces. Y'all have a safe. And I see y'all Friday. Unless something happens. But I'll be here Friday. Make sure y'all check me out on Instagram and Facebook and Twitch. And if you ain't been getting notifications, make sure you subscribe on those other spots so you get those notifications. I don't want you to be left out like my girl Nikki said they've been leaving out. And also, type in the comments what year you was born. 1978, OG in the building. September. We up out of here, y'all. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like, all that good stuff. I don't say it because I figure if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. And if you ain't going to do it because I asked you.